Hi, so my name is Stephanie Greco, and it is about 6 o'clock on a Friday evening here in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And I just want to thank you for agreeing to help with this video recording project. Today we are meeting to talk about something that's going on in your life, um, something that's important to you. We can talk about your home life, work, a relationship, or any hobby or interest you may have. The main purpose of this session is for me to practice my communication skills, which I am learning in school. And although our discussion is not meant to serve as counseling, you might find it useful to simply vent and, talk about something that might be bothering you. I want you to feel comfortable sharing any information about yourself, but please do not really reveal anything that's too deeply personal or traumatic. Um, This meeting is not meant to provide professional therapy, and I will respond and we will talk together for about 20 to 30 minutes. So, do you have any questions before we begin?
No questions, but I would like to say thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you so much for helping me. And so, tell me, what's been going on with you?
A whole lot.
Okay.
So I want to talk about something recently that happened. Um, so I met a guy maybe like 3 years ago. Um, we started talking like mid 2019. Um, everything started off okay, and then things escalated, and everything went great. Um, and then a couple months later, he asked me to move in with him, and I was like, yeah. I thought it was like a great step into the relationship, maybe a little too soon, but I thought it was time to leave the nest. So we moved 30 minutes away from my parents, um, and everything was great. And then maybe like after 2 months of moving in, I suggested that we should get a dog. He wasn't up for it because of work, and having a dog is like having a huge responsibility. Who's gonna walk him? Who's gonna feed him? You can't really go out much. But I guess I convinced him, and we got the dog. I love the dog. Um, and yeah, everything was great until a year ago. So last February, 3 days after his birthday, he ended things with me. I was really devastated. I was really upset. Um, and then, so it was declared that I had to move back to my parents' house. I didn't want to because, I left the nest, I spread my wings, and then I had to go back to my parents' house. And I I felt like a failure. I'm not saying like anyone who has to go back to their parents' house is a failure, but in my point of view, that's how I felt.
So, what you're saying is you met someone and you guys hit it off. You had a good relationship and you guys moved in together, but then the relationship didn't work out and you had to move back in with your parents, and that made you feel like a failure, and it's been pretty difficult for you.
Yes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was great to come back because I missed my family, but the only thing that was like making me like really sad was leaving my dog behind. I didn't want my dog to think like I abandoned him or that I didn't want him anymore. And I told him all the time, like, mommy loves you, mommy has to go. It's not working out with daddy, and daddy's just being mean. So, and time since the moment I left, from time to time, my ex would message me, tell me, because I told him I don't want to like talk to you unless it pertains to the dog, because mixed emotions is. So I would tell him, only message me when it pertains to my dog. If he needs food, if he needs water, if he needs treats, if he needs to go to the vet or the groomers. and um and it was just like a hit or miss because um he would ask me how am I doing, and I didn't want to tell him like, oh, like, I'm like really sad. So I say like, oh, I'm doing okay here and there. I would just try to talk to him, and we just couldn't. um he would say like, oh, I'm not trying to argue with you, and it's like, I'm not even trying to argue with you. Like, I'm just trying to like have a conversation with you. I'm just trying to converse with you. And he would just take it like as arguing, and I don't know why he would think that, but so.
So what you're saying is that you and your ex had gotten a dog together, but when you had to move back in with your parents, the dog had to stay with your ex. And you had put a boundary with your ex only to communicate concerning the dog. But your ex wasn't respecting your boundaries. And that led to a breakdown in communication, and it led to a lot of arguments between the two.
Yes, so it was just mentally draining. Because I would tell him all the time, just only message me about the dog, and that's it. And then because there would be times where he'd be like, oh, I still love you, I still miss you, we don't know what the future holds, maybe we'll get back together, who knows. And I didn't want to get my hopes up or think, like, oh yeah, we're gonna get back together. um so I think like when it got to like mid-year, um it was like 2 days before my birthday, I found out that he was in a went on social media, and I found out that he was in a relationship with someone else. And I confronted him about it, and I was just really upset because I told him, I was like, I basically felt like, you led me on. You were telling me like, oh, we're gonna get back together, we're gonna get back together, and I find out 2 days before my birthday that you're with someone else. And then he he didn't really care on the day of my birthday, didn't call or text me and say happy birthday, anything like that. So it made me feel really bad. Like, I was with you for like almost 2 years, and how do you forget someone that you supposedly love? How do you forget their birthday? So
So, what you're saying is your ex had given you false hope about the relationship continuing again. And a couple of days before your birthday, you found out that he was actually in a new relationship. And it hurt you that he didn't reach out to you on your birthday to celebrate this special occasion for you.
right. I mean, he didn't have to like celebrate with me, but just like a simple text saying, "Hey, happy birthday. Hope you have a good one." I would have been okay. I wouldn't be, sad because someone that you supposedly love, you did a lot with them or for them, and for them to forget your birthday, it's just like, wow, like I never mattered to you. And then when I confronted him about it, he would say, "Oh, I was working. I didn't know what day it was, and this and that," and like it's like, wow, like how can you forget, you know?
So you're saying that you were able to confront your ex about forgetting your birthday, and he kind of gave you the go around and didn't give a clear answer. And for you feel that if someone forgets your birthday, it means that they didn't really love you.
Yeah, pretty much, because I felt like whether we're together or not, like I can't erase that memory or that date out of my head. I know when your birthday is. Whether we're together or not, I'm gonna say, hey, happy birthday. You know what I mean? So it was just really hurting, and to find out he was with someone else, it's like, wow, I never mattered. So then why tell me that you love me and miss me when you're clearly with someone else?
So you feel that your